super excited to have Chuck here, who made I think one of my favorite actually VR apps. It's called The Price of Freedom. I put a link in the chat. You can go check that out. Yeah, big spoiler warning, so you've been warned. I'll put a big flash here in the video. But the idea of it is that you are this agent, Agent Zero, and with it you go through this mission made by the CIA, and you're basically this agent that's been brainwashed to kill your dad. That's just kind of the basic premise of it. I'll let Chuck explain a lot more kind of about the ideas behind it, the detail. I think it's a really cool story. Definitely go check it out for yourself. It's like a short 10-15 minute-ish experience, but I think it's really, really well done.
Yeah, totally. So, I mean, even if we just spoiled the story for you and you haven't tried it, still check it out. It's very well made. A lot of interesting parts that we're going to dive into.
Yeah, so I'll let you guys take it away.
Yeah, so just starting, before we dive into The Price of Freedom, like, how did you get started with creating VR content?
So most of our teammates from Construct Studio are from Carnegie Mellon University, and we have a department called Entertainment Technology Center. Basically, it's anything about entertainment, anything about technology. It's us. So basically, we make games, make animation for cutting-edge technologies. So the first semester, when we go inside, we have a class called Building Virtual World, and our professor for that is Jesse Shell, who's the VR developer, the CEO of Shell Games, which create a really famous Oculus DK2 game called I Expect You to Die.
Yeah.
So he has a lot of knowledge to create VR games, and because we are dealing with all kind of cutting edge technologies, so. Well, but VR is always the hottest topic that everyone wants to use that to make games or make experiences.
Yeah.
So and then after the first semester, so we make games every 2 weeks and just brainstorming.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, like 5 people, 2 programmer, 2 artists, 1 sound designer, and then we just make a game in 2 weeks. And Jesse Shaw will give us a topic about which direction we are going. Maybe storytellings. Maybe this is you need to lead the player from A to B, something like that. And every 2 weeks we switch up teammates. And after that semester, I was lucky to be chosen to in a VR project called Project Hypnos, and we create a narrative VR film called Imago. So, and we got into SIGGRAPH 2016. We also sold ticket. We also selling ticket in Toronto. There was a Palma Cinema called Vivid, and we also got honorable mention for Unity Vision Summit last year. And was like, yeah, I think. And after that, I went. The next project I worked on was on Project Tingle, Google Project Tingle.
I think I saw that one.
Yeah.
Is it Go10?
Go10, yes. Yeah. So Tingle, and because we need to name ourselves, our team, so we call it Go10, so people can understand what that is. And basically, it's using Tingle, and everything in front of you in the whole room. Tingle will make everything become blocks.
Yeah.
So basically, it's like a lot of people say it's like what's it called? Minecraft.
Yeah, I remember.
And you use your hands, you use your legs to interact with the world, to create a garden with your own interaction. And then after I graduate, before I graduate, I drove from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, which is Carnegie Mellon's main campus, to Silicon Valley. Here, and with my it's a long drive. We spent 11 days.
Why did you take a plane?
Because so my card is like $7,000, and the shipping is like $1,000, and I don't want to spend that much because it doesn't worth it. So I just rather drive it.
Easier to bring the Vive too, or Rift.
Yeah. But it wasn't. The Vive wasn't out yet. That was like 1.5 years ago.
Oh, okay.
But on the way, that was 2 years ago. On the way, I was driving with my co-founder Joe Ogden, but we didn't decide. We didn't decide we're going to start a company. But on the long way, we just keep talking about, because he was also a teammate from Imago, the narrative VR film.
Cool.
So along the way, we just keep talking about we should start a company, and we should start a VR company. Talk about a lot of ideas. But then eventually we decided to start Construct Studio a year ago, which is almost anniversary next week, like nice. July 12th.
Happy early anniversary.
Yeah, thank you. And the reason why we started this company is not because we have a great idea or something. It's because I think I found the right people, and then Amy joined us, Larry joined us, and we have a solid team right now.
Yeah.
And that's the reason why we like to create things.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what we are doing now, and we are really happy about it.
Cool.
Yeah.
So I want to go more into like talking about the price of freedom and also some of the projects that you've worked on. So
yeah,
listening in now and throughout our channel, we have a lot of people who are just getting started with VR and AR development.
Yeah.
If you could kind of take yourself back to when you first started and where you are now, like, are there big tips of advice that you would give to people who are trying to create VR or AR content?
Yeah. So because the price of freedom, we really focus on storytelling.
Okay.
And we actually killed 3 prototypes along the way. So the price of freedom we released on Steam, that's the 4th prototype. Like because so it didn't work in the beginning because people just like to throw things in VR, and they just lose what we want them to focus, the storytelling part. So and then we just keep playtest. So if you want to do VR content, I think the most important part is playtest and see if the mechanism works, if they interact with the thing you want them to interact.
Mm-hmm.
And so for the storytelling part,
huge.
That's huge. Yeah. So user testing, playtest, that's what we always focus when we're in Carnegie Mellon University.
Yeah.
And that's what Jesse Shaw told us all the time. That's the playtest is the most important part.
So I want to add in that really shows on the price of freedom, because FusedMan and I were talking about it earlier. Something that the experience does really well is it's driving you along a linear narrative. Like what's going to happen is predetermined. It ends in a way that's already decided, but you still have some freedom to like interact with stuff. It doesn't really feel forced, but when you think about it deeper, and you guys can see after you try it, or think about it now if you have tried it, is there is a lot of, it seems like, intentionality for like each scene and each moment. Like it doesn't make you feel like you have to do the thing, but you can tell that it was built in a way that's like there is some constraint to it.
Yeah.
So I feel like that must be tough though, because in a lot of other experiences I've tried, I felt too constrained. But you're also talking about how early on, like, people were doing too much.
Yeah.
So how do you balance those?
So in game design, Jesse Shaw called it indirect control. Basically, you feel like you have the freedom to do whatever you want, but we are slightly tell you what to do. Like giving you, for example, you see the document, you will look at it, or you see a key, you will know you have to find a hole to open the door. That's called, we call it indirect control. Basically, tell you this thing that's connection, so you will intuitively do what we want you to do.
So this is indirect control.
Indirect control.
Okay.
Yeah, indirect control. So, like a lot of time they will just tell you what to do, but that will lose the fun for users. So we just keep testing and see what object works with other object, and people will do. When we test it, then we don't know. Oh, so this thing they will do this thing.
Yeah.
Then we should combine this to become a event that can work together.
Yeah.
So
it sounds like for the indirect control piece, that what you started with, like talking about the importance of user testing and getting people to try it out, like that was key to making sure that people actually did do what you wanted them to do.
We just keep testing with
things.
With different people, not just one person, but a lot of people, and see if the mechanism works.
Cool. So far we have testing with a lot of people, making sure that the mechanics work. Sounds like with the price of freedom, early on people were doing too much, and then we also have this concept of indirect control, so inviting people to do things without actually forcing them to. Could definitely keep going with this, but should we cut it short for questions?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, so we know that we expected that we would have a lot of questions organically from all of you, so I'll cut my questions short and we can jump into those.
In there, but let's go ahead and start with how did you come up with the story for the price of freedom?
Water.
Thank you. So this is really interesting. So my co-founder Joe Ogden, he's actually a veteran, a U.S. Army veteran. He went to Afghanistan, chased after Bin Laden, but eventually he fell because only the last one succeed. But after that, he came back and then go to RIT to learn art, learn modeling. And he's always about, you know, this conspiracy theories, you know, and Project MK Ultra is a really good. There's a lot of events, and he's always interesting about this. So he came up with this idea, and just like, we are going to tell people, let people experience what happened in 1950s to 80s. So do you know this is a true story? It's based on.
I did not realize.
Okay.
Based on
Yeah. So
that makes us a lot more interesting.
Yeah. So it
was already really.
Yeah,
cool.
It's really interesting. So Project MK Ultra was a CIA's mind control programs in 50s to 80s. And they tried to use LSD and all kinds of drugs to mind control people, to make people become assassins, also become hookers, try to get information from other people. So we already lay out everything about Project MK Ultra. And CIA recently declassified those documents and released it. That's why we get the documents. So in the story, most of those documents are based on the true document. We tweak a little bit, but most of them are true.
Wow.
Yeah, and all the project, all the operations on there are true.
That's crazy, because when I was going through it, I remember thinking like, whoa, this is too nuts to actually be real. But
yeah, but it's real. It's real.
Wow.
It's pretty interesting.
Even the names are real also?
We tweak in the name, but the person really exists. Like the Dr. Angle, there's one Dr. Angle that. So right now we laid out the whole Project MK Ultra, and we are looking for the most interesting thing, and we are doing the episodic series.
Yeah.
So the next one, what we're going to do is, so the story you just tried, that's in 1961.
Yeah.
And we're going back to 1950, which that was the Soviet and US trying to make a truth drug. So the story started from there, and then eventually become mind control, because I want to do the truth drug, and then everything just mess up, become a mind control program. Yeah, we're going back to that.
That's good to hear. So one of my questions was going to be what's coming next, and I'm really stoked to hear that it sounds like more along the same narrative line.
Yeah.
Cool.
But right now we are focused on one thing, which is it's called Birra. It's a cross-platform template-based pipeline tool that helps creators, storytellers, filmmakers, artists, all the creators to create content faster. So because we got this pain point, pain point when we are creating the press print in the beginning.
Yeah. And
for the door, we just want to make it perfect. Use with the hand gestures or the colliders physics. It was really painful, and we take about a month or two to make it really perfect, very intuitive. Just want it intuitive and like open really intuitive, because sometimes you open it and then just 360 sometimes like that. And so we want to make everything become template and enable those people who don't know how to write code, like storytellers from Hollywood, filmmakers from Hollywood. They want to create something about storytelling. They can use Birra to create interactive content without writing codes.
Nice. Well, let us know when it's ready. Would love to share it with
you. We are making right now. You can go to Construct Studio to sign up, and we will let you know the update information about Birra.
Yeah, we'll definitely put a link to that in the description for the video, so you can check it out there.
Yep, we'll do. And just kind of follow up on that. I mean, we were talking a little bit before about VRTK. So like, how similar is that to VRTK, or is it completely different?
Yes. So this tool Birra is going to work on top of Unity, Unreal, Maya, 3D Max. For example, you make a gun in Maya or in 3D Max, right? You always do that.
Yeah.
So normally you write some code to make it functional, make it shootable into Unity or Unreal. Right now, you still make a gun in Maya or 3D Max, or buy a gun from Turbo Squid.
Sure.
But you just tell Birra, say this is a gun, and where the trigger is, where the magazine is.
Got it. Simply
drag and drop into Unity or Unreal, it just work.
Cool.
So basically, it's we pre-write the script for you, and you can attach the template from any models you have. Doors, guns, flashlight, everything.
Yeah.
And we are also going to provide the content package, which is all the assets we have in the price of freedom, and sell as a content package. So anyone want to create spy related content, they can just buy the whole package and then create interactive content without writing code. Just
that's really awesome.
Simply drag and drop.
Nice. Yeah, there's some really cool models in there, and the world that your team has built with the price of freedom, it's a cool one. There's lots of assets in there that I would want to get my hands on. The gun was solid.
Yeah.
I remember the point that sticks out to me the most is when the hand has the little
Yeah.
And,
Another spoiler.
Yeah.
And I forgot to answer your question. So VRTK, we're going to that will also work with VRTK.
Got it.
Yeah. So VR will work with VRTK, and the first phase for us is we are going to make the Unity plugin and Maya plugin first to let them talk to each other, because Maya has the most users, Unity has the most users as well for game engine, and this is for creative tools. So this is our first pipeline, and then we are going to expand to all the creative softwares in the game engine to help people to create content with the software they want.
Cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right, let's do more questions.
I guess then the question really is, how long did Price of Freedom take, and how many people were working on it?
So it's a 6-month project.
Okay.
We finished in 6 months. However, we I told you, like, we kill 3 prototypes in the beginning. That takes around 3 to 4 months already.
Yeah.
So after that, we already have some basics that we can use, because we kill the prototype, but we still have some left, the leftover. So we use the leftover to create the Price of Freedom, and that takes another 2 to 3 months to finish it. So the whole cycle is 6 months.
Yeah.
From experimenting, user test, play test, and finish it.
Yeah.
That's 6 months.
Cool.
Yeah.
And the team size?
Our team size, so our core team is now 6 people, and we have 5 people on core team, but we got a lot of friends helping out, and also we got Chris Sabat, which is the voiceover for Vegeta at Dragon Ball Z.
It's over 9,000!
He helped us out, the Will Mason connect us. Will Mason will upload, upload. He connect us with Chris Sabat, and Chris Sabat just like, I want to do VR. Let's work together. And then he also found, because we need 2 voiceover, the Benjamin Miller in the game, also the Dr. Angle, we need 2 voiceover. So he also found Jason Douglas, which is from The Walking Dead. Season 4.
Man, this is a star-studded.
Yeah, we are really excited now. Oh, this is like industry, everyone, if they watch anime, they all know Chris Sabat.
Yeah.
Maybe not Jason Douglas, but everyone knows Chris Sabat.
All right, that's awesome. All right,
More questions.
If this is actually my own question, but I'm kind of interested.
Sneaking one in.
Yeah, of course I have to. So recently in the press, I think I see a lot of people asking for more kind of what they call interactive stories. But in my opinion, what I call that is a video game.
Yeah.
So kind of where, I guess terminology-wise, how do you feel about it? Are these experiences more interactive stories? Are they more games, or is it something else completely?
Yeah.
What does that look like?
So we got a lot of this question in the beginning as well, even in our internally. We're just debating about, this is an experience, this is a game, this is an interactive storytelling experience. In the beginning, we call it interactive storytelling experience, and then we changed to interactive narrative. And then we changed to story-driven VR game, because sometimes people don't understand what that means.
Yeah.
Like, for general public. So eventually we just call it game, but in a deeper mind of ourselves, we think this we call it interactive narrative, which is because we focus on storytelling really hard, and want to make sure people understand that you are going to be the main character in the movie. You try to figure out who you are and where you are through actions. But this, we want to focus on the storytelling, to let the story is meaningful. And we think storytelling is always the key for any kind of experience. Games, experience, anything. But only the story can keep users engaged for the long way. Yeah. If it's just fun to play, maybe 5 to 10 minutes, they're done. They're just like, oh, just story. And that's not fun anymore. But storytelling can then engage them for a long way, and then and then that's why we give them the surprise at the end.
Yeah.
Which ones this is what we want to do.
So it sounds like you said that internally the concept that you landed on is calling it a story or an interactive narrative.
Yeah, interactive narrative.
At what point then, what would have to change in the experience for you to say, no, this is no longer that, it's actually a game?
I don't think so from my humble opinion, we don't think it can call either way, because a lot of people say if it's interactive, it's a game.
Yeah.
But because VR is a new medium, even though it's already 3 years, 4 years, but it's still a new medium than normal platform like computers or console. So, and I really don't like the word experience, because it just doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
So, but if people want to call it game, just call it game. If you want to call it indirect storytelling experience, you can just call it that. I actually don't. We don't really care anymore. We just want to make sure people understand it.
Yeah.
Then that's fine.
Yeah, I'm totally on board with that. I think where it gets tricky though is definitely with the making people understand it part.
Yeah.
It's hard, and you see a lot of that with VR, AR, MR, XR.
Yeah, I really hate XR. I don't want to say that word. Like I just don't understand.
Yeah. No, I think we're all on the same page.
Yeah,
definitely some terminology overload. But I like your perspective of, you know, try to do something that makes sense to other people, and then really after that, just focus on making really awesome content. And it sounds like story, you're saying, is a
storytelling
really key point.
we think is a key. And there's one thing very interesting I want to follow up. So we got 97% positive on Steam, which is like really good, like really positive feedback. But we got one negative feedback telling us that, so they say this is not a game. And then just give us negative.
Yeah.
So, at that moment, we just say, yeah, we are not making a game. We are making an interactive storytelling experience. But eventually, we just like rethink about it. Like, yeah, you can. If you don't think it's a game, that's fine. But you know, don't give a negative.
There are always trolls on the internet. There's nothing
to
do about it. Right? But it is interesting though, because Steam is generally meant for games. Right?
Yeah. That's so we understand that.
Yeah.
We understand what the user thought, so that's fine.
But like, I mean, maybe that means that there is a need for a platform that's not Steam, but has more of these narrative or kind of linear paths through these experiences. Although, I mean, video games also have linear paths. There's nothing.
Yeah.
You do have, I think, a lot more creative freedom than say maybe the Price of Freedom has, but still, like Mario, Zelda, they're all linear paths.
Yeah. They all have great stories.
Yeah.
Like Uncharted is also a good experience, a good example of a story-driven game.
Yeah. So it's interesting. I don't know where the whole community is gonna fall on that.
I mean, so HTC say the Vive Port. Vive Port, because the Vive Port they want to, because Steam is game, so they say like Vive Port is more like an experience platform. Yeah. So that might be somewhere you're considering. Yeah. Interesting. Oh, we already have published both on both already.
Got it.
Nice.
Because we are part of Vivex Accelerator member, so this is like this is what we want to do as well. Yeah.
Cool. So I'm gonna sneak in my last question here, which is, if there's someone else you'd want to see interviewed, who would that be?
Oh,
that one's that's even tougher. Or like because I mean obviously a lot of you've talked to a lot of great people in VR already.
Yeah.
So
carving your own path too. So it's a tough question.
See yourself again.
That's a tough question. I might need to know who are the people you already interviewed.
So we have interviewed one guy's name is Vincent Chen. He's a student at Stanford, did some work with Microsoft on some of their VR stuff.
Yeah.
Also writes like a YC VR blog. Then last week we had the Stone Fox, creator of VRTK. You're our third. Looking for where to go next.
I see. Actually, I found I come up with someone. So because you said Vincent, so I remember. So Vincent from Vertebrae. So I'm because his company is working on advertisement in VR.
Oh, that's going to be an interesting one.
And because he started his company and raised $10 million for the first round, and got him into 30 under 30, Forbes 30 under 30, and I want to learn from him how he convinced investors, and what's his strategy.
Well, Tilt Brush may have been a part of it, but beyond that, that's an interesting one, because you're right. Like with VR right now, it's in a lot of ways an unproven space. So getting that much investment, that's pretty tough.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I want to understand his strategy.
Well, if someone in the chat can get us in contact, or I'll just cold email him, we'll figure that out. But thanks again for coming on. This was so much fun, and I want to thank the chat also, because there were some really great questions there. And I think that pretty much does it for this stream. And it was so much fun. I
just want to add in, if you guys haven't tried, one more call to action, try The Price of Freedom. It's a really awesome one. Again, great mix of being interactive, but also driving you through a story at the same time.
Yeah.
So I think there's a lot that everyone could learn from it.
Yeah, and whenever Birra comes out, we'll definitely try to get a video out on the channel because
Yeah,
that'll be a lot
sure.
of fun.
Yeah.
So that does it for the stream. If you haven't already, go ahead and like the video. That helps out a ton, and you can also subscribe. That even helps us out even more. And you can also follow us on social media. We're trying out some previews for these live streams, which I think are going to be a lot of fun, and just we're putting out a bunch of content. So definitely check us out there. And that pretty much does it. So this has been FusedMan.
Hassan. We have Chuck here from
Thank you.
Construct Studio.
And we're signing out.